I got to tell you, I think there's something wrong with my nose tonight.
Open your mouth and then breathe in.
Through my nose or through my mouth?
Through your nose.
Really?
But yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Yep. Did you not listen? Oh, you went on the tour.
Oh, that's right. He was not on the tour.
Ernie was all about opening them out.
Can we just do one? Just one.
Nope.
Where it doesn't come out. Where's your sister when I need her? Nope.
We're 60
Honest
for
to
16,
God.
right?
Right now, she's standing up for you saying,
She
I'm
better
with you, Kurt.
be. I need an advocate. I need a T-shirt that says that has your sister's
Amanda
name
has
on
my
it.
back.
Yeah, Amanda has my back. I want a T-shirt.
Shout out to
Amanda,
Amanda.
if you're there, send me a T-shirt, size large. Amanda has my back.
You were a large?
It's short. It's large, but it's short. It's Kurt.
Youth media.
I swore I would not use the F-bomb in this one, so I'm not going to.
Oh, come on, Kurt.
You can. I just
Nope.
have to tag
I
it
said
as
Dave
explicit.
is not going to get a rise out of me tonight, and nor are the other two of you. So
The night's not over.
screw all of you.
Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon Boys, the podcast where guys get together and talk about bourbon, about life, lore, and libation, and everything that comes with being a dad. We aren't bourbon snobs, just a group of guys who like bourbon for what it is and how it tastes. It's pretty simple. This is podcast 16. I'm Derek, your host. With me are my Bourbon Boys, Alton,
Hey, been too long.
Kurtron,
Hey there.
and Krat.
Hey, guys.
And tonight we're gonna make our way through 5 different bourbons. I think
Speed dating.
This is speed dating, speed drinking,
Speed buzzing.
and the 5 all have a northeast theme. So we're gonna go north, and we're gonna have, these are all from New England. We have a Mad River bourbon from Vermont, from Mad River, Vermont. We have Smuggler's Notch, another one from Vermont. A Noista. From Nantucket.
Wow.
And we'll have some Nantucket jokes, I'm sure. But there's Berkshire bourbon from Western Mass.
I could make a
And
joke about
then
your
we have a Wiggly
Nor'easter.
Bridge from, is that Portland, Maine?
Southeastern Maine. I don't think it's actually Portland, but southeastern Maine area.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these all were picked up on 2 trips. So, Alton, you grabbed Wiggly.
Yep. Last year, family trip up to Acadia and Bar Harbor, and picked this up. I've been sitting on it for a year. About time we got to this.
Can't wait. And then I grabbed a couple of these on our recent trip up to the Cape, and we spent a week up there. And I picked up another one Christmas in New Hampshire. So these have all been they've got miles on them.
Yeah.
And we're gonna break them in tonight. So
All crafts, right?
all crafts.
Okay,
Yeah. So these are all.
hold on one second. I want to hear Elton say Bar Harbor like a northeaster.
Bahab.
Hey, nice.
If you just don't close your mouth all the way, it's easy. Bahab.
Hold them.
I thought you were going to ask me to say the nor'easter there. I'm like
No, I
Derek
think
did. I'm like, I don't think I can pull that off.
Derek's got that one covered.
Yeah.
No
Noista.
He ain't from around here.
There's no Easter this year.
Yeah, Derek's sister's on the floor now trying to. I hope Alton says it again.
We'll have to patch her in. But let's start this. So on our trip up, the first one we would hit if you're driving north would be it's a little bit out of the way, but Berkshire.
All
So
right,
we'll start
cool.
this one. These are all
I'll trust
crafts.
you.
And Berkshire Distillery. For many of these, I don't think we found any mash bills. So
I did get a mash for the Wiggly.
Did you? Okay.
Yep.
All
All
right.
right. Well, we're not talking about Wiggly right
So-
now.
I was just clarifying.
Yep. Clearing it up. All right. So the Berkshire one, this one was, this distillery started in 2007. And so they've been making a pretty good run at it. This is out in Western Mass. So you're out in the Baby Ivies. You're out in the, by Tanglewood. If you've heard of the, Boston Pops in the summer series, Stockbridge to Boston, some James Taylor lyrics. But this one's pretty smooth. It is a blend, and it's 86 proof, so it's not going to have a whole lot of bite on it.
I was going to say, it feels kind of light.
Yep. Yep. And this one is made in the Berkshires. They've got a few other things going on out there, but for the most part, they're a small regional distiller, and they've been at it for a while. They have a bunch of lines. They've got a corn whiskey, New England corn. They've got a gin. They have a rum. They have a vodka, and then they have this bourbon. So, what do you get on the nose?
So it's funny because on the nose, I almost get like a little hint of cherry, like almost like a fruit, but I'm not tasting it.
I don't taste it either, but I do smell it, Kurt. I can get some vanilla.
Yeah, the sweet vanilla's there.
So talk to me a little bit about craft, like what it means that they're a craft. It's a craft distiller.
Yeah, so they're privately owned. They're not bought up by one of the big brands that we've talked about in the past. They've got a pretty limited distribution, and a pretty. I think with limited distribution comes probably less storage, maybe a smaller facility.
Okay. And do they start by blending from a number of other distillers? Is that how they? I'm just trying to figure out how they get going.
Yeah, I don't have information on for the Berkshire Mountain Distillers. I'm thinking since they started in 2007, they most likely were blending and distilling from others, and now they're probably on their own where they have enough time. And we'll
got it.
The Nantucket one, the Nor'easter, is similar, and they basically said that they're about to produce their own, but. To get going, they've been able to keep production moving with distilling others, and bottling, barreling and bottling for others.
So, what are you guys getting for taste? Because I get this like really strong hit of something I can't identify, and then it quickly kind of fades away for me.
Yeah, it's going to have a pretty high rye count, I think. I'm getting kind of peppery, but then it does go away quick.
Here we go with the pepper.
Peppery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually pretty light. I'm trying to find a flavor in there,
yeah.
and it's not. It's sweet and fairly smooth with a short finish, but I honestly can't say anything's really jumping out at me.
And they're saying that they've got the rye, so they've got the notes of spicy rye, vanilla, and a mature fruit.
Cherries.
Could be cherries. I get a weird tomato flavor.
What's a mature?
I have no idea why.
Any Parmesan?
No Parmesan.
I was just gonna
straight
say,
up tomato. I don't know what's causing that. It might be the pepper and the rye. I don't know.
Did you have them with dinner? Maybe.
It's a caprese salad in a bottle.
It is. But I like it. It's light. It goes away quick. It doesn't have a long finish.
What's a mature fruit?
Prune.
Well played.
Tomato also. A dried tomato.
Yes, an heirloom tomato.
Listen, I'm just asking.
Yeah.
I'm just here to ask the questions. You guys are always the ones shooting questions at me, so I'm just asking questions.
In our house, a mature fruit is the one that has the fruit flies like buzzing around it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All our fruit has that, so I guess it must all be mature.
Have you ever made it to the Berkshires? Been in Western Mass?
Never.
It's on the border of Albany.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So it is it's mountains. It is a lot of outdoor activities. It's there's no big city around, so it's much more like where people would kind of have a summer getaway. So you'd go out to a lake, you go out to a cabin. There's a lot more of a summer scene than perhaps the winter scene. There's a few ski resorts, but it's not like a Vermont or New Hampshire. I'm
gonna guess I've been there. We went skiing in Vermont for a week when we lived in Jersey, and we drove up through Mass. So I'm gonna guess we're pretty much on that western side.
Yeah, you're pretty close to it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Now, did you hit the distillery, or you just picked this up at a shop?
Yeah, it became one of those things. I think anytime any of us leave the state, we're always drawn to.
Yeah, I should know if you got to go by there and see, since you've been familiar with that area. Okay.
No. For that trip, it was a little out of the way. Actually, for none of these, we were able to get to the distillery. But I think you did for Wiggly, right?
No, they weren't open. We
you tried.
The time we went by there, we could not stop in.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so not bad. I mean, considering they've been around for 13 years.
Yeah.
I'm recanting my pepper statement.
You going with tomato?
No, but the pepper has gone away.
Yeah.
The pepper has left.
There is a very distinct taste, and I can't put my finger on it.
Tomato?
No, it's not tomato. We've covered tomato. You seriously think it tastes like a tomato?
I'm looking for anything I can grab here. It says lingering finish of caramel and toasted nut.
So maybe it's the toasted that.
You getting any of those, Dave?
I don't even like hearing toasted nut.
Oh God, here we go.
I didn't get anything.
No, I
What's next?
I keep trying to find the flavor and I can't really get it.
Have you ever had roasted chestnuts?
No, I don't think I have.
Because they have we had them in Portugal, and
Yeah.
I'm kind of wondering if that's what I'm kind of picking up on.
A little smoky, bitter.
Yeah, a little bit, because I mean, I don't know if you guys agree, but it has there's like a punch, and then it does quickly
does go
fade.
away.
It
Yes,
quickly
quickly.
fades. Yeah.
Alton's not.
I got nothing.
Not buying it.
No.
Nothing.
Okay.
I think Elton's on to the next bottle.
Yeah, I'm waiting
is all right.
patiently.
The Norista. How was that, Derek? Was that
I
a
think it's really good.
Bahaba.
I think it's really good.
That's all I get out of that one. It's interesting how we have like this dividing line here between the guys from
The North?
the north and the guys from the south.
Is this,
Yeah,
is this
well-
like Mason-Dixon?
Oh,
Yeah,
we
right.
don't want to go there. We don't want to go
It's
there.
gonna be.
That's a different podcast.
Let's wait till we get to the fifth bottle.
Yeah.
Let's see what kind of line is drawn.
Okay. All right. So our next one. So if you go from the
Western.
Berkshires,
Yeah.
Western Mass, pretty much as far east as you can go
All right.
in Mass, 30 miles offshore, there's a little island called Nantucket, which spurred a lot of jokes
Never
when you were
heard
in
of
8th
it.
grade. Once was a man from Nantucket.
I'm just kidding. Seriously.
Boy, I don't get it.
That's because we're from the south.
Say Bar Harbor.
All right, so I'm going to pass around Nor'easter, and Nor'easter is they have a line of spirits that are named after storms, I guess. The distillery is 888 Distillery, and they're based on Nantucket, so it's a small island. It used to be a fisherman's community, and now it's kind of reserved for elites. It's very expensive to be on, to own property, and it's kind of bougie, I think, as the
Bougie.
Yeah.
the kids would say.
Bougie bourbon.
So this is the
Calling me.
This is the
calling me.
the brown water for the stupid rich. Is it?
This is yep.
Did you say it was named after a storm?
Yeah,
I don't see a name on there. Is it?
Nor'easter.
Oh,
It's a type of
I thought you meant like I thought Norwich was the name of the. What's the name of the distillery again?
888.
Oh, that was the name. Okay.
Yeah. So 888.
That's not a name of a storm.
Okay.
Interestingly-
I got you now.
It is 88.8%.
88.8.
Yeah. So
Aren't they
888.
very precise?
What
Yeah.
happened to the 0.2?
That's the name of their distillery.
Alan and I
So
were
they-
looking
Oh,
for like
okay.
Hugo or
They finished
Exactly.
that.
I'm like, yeah.
No, it's just all of them.
I thought like Sandy.
Speaking of which, not on a serious note, but a lot of those folks up there got hit pretty bad.
They
this past week.
They did. That was
Yeah.
a storm that was icy.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But it hit worse up there than it did down here.
Yeah, I think we underestimated it.
Yep.
For sure. All right, so this one is being the one we're drinking now is most likely a blend of bourbons that are brought in off island from traditional, Kentucky, Tennessee, Indiana, Missouri is what they're saying is their sources. So we're not going to get it's a blend. We're not going to get a mash bill on it at all. But they're also noting that they're starting to distill their own. So they've been around for a few years, but not long enough to have their own. And this is a blend of 4 year up to 8 years, kind of mixed together. But what they do is they put them in barrels, and then they use the Nantucket, the ocean, basically the salt air and the variability in temperature to create a different profile coming out of the same white American oak barrels. And they source their barrels from Buffalo Trace.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
I would have. Well, I'm skipping ahead probably.
go
but
for it.
I taste port.
So interestingly, glad you brought that up. They do finish them in a 133 gallon sherry butt. So there you go.
Thought I tasted butt.
For 6 months. I didn't even look up what a sherry butt
Hello,
is.
old friend.
I'm afraid to type in sherry butt.
God.
think I went to high
And you
school
guys
there.
harped on me
But
for
that's what
dropping
it
the
is.
F-bomb.
That's what it
You're
is.
getting that? Yeah.
Yeah.
What is interesting, though, is
You're
the
getting
bottle.
it as a taste, or
I'm getting it as a taste,
Okay.
and it is dark. I mean,
It
if you
is
look
dark.
at it,
Yeah,
it is
it
dark.
is very rich,
Yep.
reddish.
the
I like it. I do like it.
the bottle is it reminds me of a port bottle. So we brought a bunch of port home from Portugal. Well, we didn't. It shipped home, and they're all in that shaped bottle. I don't know if that has any
Nice.
significance or not, but
has anyone been to Nantucket?
nope.
Negative.
I'm not
Okay.
bougie enough.
Okay, we grew up, in Mass. We would go to the Vineyard,
Yeah.
which was 7 miles offshore. This is another 23 offshore, so it's way out
Yeah,
there.
it is way out there.
But I've never made it.
So is the Vineyard like middle class, and then Nantucket is like upper?
It's reachable.
Reachable. Okay.
Yeah,
All
no,
right.
they're both ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
They're
So,
both ridiculous.
so you said this is a blend, but so they're actually going to do this distilling on the island, not
Yeah.
just the rick house. They're going to have the distilling on the island.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. So they currently have batches that are waiting their time.
Yeah.
But what they'll do is they use Nantucket water to cut it, and so Nantucket water is on its own aquifer. It's offshore, so it's kind of really pure.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And then they cut it to 88.8, and that's the name of the distillery. And being kind of a self-sustaining distillery, they are a part of Cisco Brewery. So there's a whole line of craft beers with the distillery. There's rums and vodkas and gins. So they're doing a lot in a small footprint.
And so, Derek, you said this is a blend,
This is a blend,
but they have stuff in barrels on racks.
yes, of their own.
So it'd be really interesting to see what that tastes like.
Yeah.
I think about the salt air, like you talked about, the
Yep.
changes in temperature,
Yep.
because it does get warm, but then it also gets really cold.
Yep. And there's some mild winters
Yeah.
off the shore, off the
Yeah,
coast
for
of
sure.
Mass.
Yep. So this will be one to watch.
I think it'd be fun.
I think so, yeah.
I like the taste.
I do. And
I actually like this as well. I like it better than the first one we had.
are you guys picking up
Yeah.
on the port/sherry?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I get on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
But it's light. It's
not
part of the
heavy.
finish, but it's not like overwhelming like
Right.
some of the other port
Like a
finishes
Jefferson.
we've tried. Yeah. Yeah. Or even the
Always
St.
gotta bring
Augustine.
up the
Remember the St.
Jefferson.
Augustine
St.
port?
Augustine.
Yeah.
And Angels Envy's got a port
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
I do like this.
Yeah, this was a good find. I had no idea that there was anything, honestly, in Mass that was being distilled, for bourbon. And then to find this one and be so specific to Nantucket, I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, I
like
think
this.
we often talk about what bourbons would you recommend to somebody that's first trying bourbon. This would be one.
Yep.
I think you're right.
Yep. Totally.
Not a
you're
big
right.
not a big heavy bite. It's not too sweet, but it has a very distinct flavor to it.
And they've been winning silver medals. So in all the typical bourbon, categories in San Francisco and San Diego, they're hitting silvers like,
Yep.
like singles and doubles. So
Maybe they need to go to 88.9.
Yeah. 88.9.
just crank it up a
You
little
ain't
bit.
winning,
just
you
a little
lose.
bit
Yeah.
I will say this one lingers though for me a lot longer too than the first one did.
It's got a good finish.
Yeah,
think
it's
you're
got a really nice finish, I think.
Yep.
So
It's a good.
what's interesting is I wasn't getting anything from the nose on this one.
Really?
No, not as strong as I shouldn't say anything, but not
get
as
like
strong as the first one.
I got
So
like, it's
no,
like
no
buttery.
sherry butt for you.
No sherry, but no.
They I get like a buttery caramel or butterscotch.
Okay.
Or,
Okay.
just on the nose.
I'll buy it.
The rest of
but I'll buy it.
The rest of the spirits they make. There's a Hurricane rum, Nor'easter bourbon.
That's a storm, by the way.
Gale Force gin,
It took me a while, but I get it now. A gale force. What else we got?
and they have a
These are categories.
Yeah.
These
They
are
have a
categories of storms, not names of storms.
Thank you.
Alton.
Thank
I'm
you.
with you, buddy.
Okay.
They have a single malt 15-year Scotch. So I don't know how they're pulling that one off, but I think it's definitely worth a trip to see how it is.
It's a
And
blend
they have a
of
few different
50s.
vodkas.
I think we
Yeah.
just need to get an RV, man, and go.
This would be fun. This one would be a blast to visit.
We can all work from anywhere.
Kurt, that could be really problematic.
No,
Yeah.
I think it could be a shit ton of fun. is
Well,
what
I
it could
agree,
be.
but there's several team and Zoom meetings that happen during the day, and I would get to like 10 o'clock before I would not be able to like cognitively have a conversation with a coworker.
That's fair.
that
if
might
we
be
were-
a good excuse to not get on the next
That's it.
Zoom
That's
call.
Well,
That's a risk I'm willing to take.
yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Well, yeah.
Actually, I think where I work, they'd be like all for it. Go
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Post lottery, yes. That was good. I
That
like
was
Good
good.
pick,
Yeah.
dude. Good
Yeah.
pick.
Yeah.
Now I'm excited about this next one.
What is the next one?
It's the Notch.
Which one you want? You want the Smuggler's Notch?
Oh, Smuggler's
Well,
Notch.
which one geographically are we going to
That's right.
approach
So
next?
Where's the RV
These
going?
are about 5 miles apart from each other, so they're both in Vermont.
Which ones?
Well, remember, we're on the coast now.
Yeah. Do we need a Google map?
We might have to Google map this. Let's go Mad River, because
All
I
right.
think Mad River is probably the closest one there.
Sounds a lot like Kurt.
Yeah.
Mad River?
Mad River.
So, Derek, we always give Derek a hard time because his bottles last forever. I am quite pleased to see that at least 3 of these 4 bottles have been used before.
Below the label?
Yeah, exactly. So these have been opened. This one
with
here
you.
doesn't
That's
appear to have been
just
opened.
opened. I just
I
opened
seem
this
to
one
have
tonight.
just the opposite problem. I have more probably empty bottles sitting on my shelf right now than ones that actually
Oh,
have
no
bourbon
more
in
than
them.
me, my friend. No
Well,
more than me.
That's true.
That's a nice, dark, rich pour right there.
All right, so-
Kurt has to drive home all of 20 yards, so lucky dog.
I might be cleaning up here tomorrow.
The Mad
Uber.
River.
So Mad River Bourbon, Mad River Valley is where this is from, part of Vermont. So you're kind of near the AT Trail, the top end of it. You've got, people go to that part of Vermont for the scenery, for the valley, for the waterfalls and everything else comes along with it.
AT.
The AT.
Appalachian Trail.
There's
Okay.
a Mad River Glen, which is a co-op owned ski resort. It's like one of the only, maybe the only ones, or one of the few that are kind of owned by a membership. And it's pretty legendary for being a pretty gnarly place to ski. This one, these guys have been around since they brought this to market 2014. So again, we're probably back in blending others. But where we are now, this might actually be.
I do not like the smell of this one.
Welcome to the club.
Do you know why?
Oh,
Do you know why?
Oh, this is.
It's a blend of Hudson and Hudson. It's barn.
You know,
So you
every
got the
time
barn
you
on this
say
one?
that, I feel bad. Just so you know, that
Kurt,
was an
you should
expensive
not.
bottle of bourbon.
And when you turn 60, I will get you back. Don't you worry. But it does. It smells like barn. Sorry.
No, this is
Dude,
good. So this is
Did we jump in too early?
no, you're good. Which explains the taste. So it's a 4-grain mash bill of corn, wheat, barley, and oats.
Oats,
Oh,
yes.
it's
So I think
the
when you hit
oats.
oats, I think
Okay.
you're in the barn.
That's so funny. You know what I smell
get
when
that?
yeah. Well, now that you say the oats, it's like, do you remember
Yes.
the Quaker oats,
oats. You're
cardboard
right.
containers full of
Yes.
oats?
Yeah. Stick your
That's
nose
what I
in this?
smell. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I smell.
So
it does have like a dough, like a yeasty
yeasty,
dough
doughy,
type.
Parmesan-y.
Now this is all.
I don't even
tomatoey.
want to taste it.
Gotta taste it.
All right, let's taste.
All right. So this is
Alan's
this
being
is
very
a
quiet.
92
No.
proof.
No,
Right.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit more bite.
no. I'm just saying no.
These are kind of handwritten bottle and batch number. So they're
That's
selling
kinda cool.
these at like farm stands.
Yeah.
They're hard to keep in stock.
I understand why.
Super small batch. It is distilled and bottled in Warren, Vermont. So they're picking up all the local ingredients, all non-GMO. So total hippie crunchy granola on this one. And you've got some oatmeal.
Kurt, take 4
Tones.
sips. Remember, no hostile opinions until 4 sips.
That's right.
I'm kind of in the place you give this to somebody you're mad at.
I definitely get the yeasty dough
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's different, guys.
Yeah.
I don't hate it. It's different. I might be by myself.
Yeah, I
on
was going to
this one.
say, I think, this is one of those where.
You actually like this, Dave?
It's not.
I get.
Let's just say
pizza dough.
I've tasted worse.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me
Clover.
what. I liked Clover.
You like the clover?
I do.
Oh no, Clover taste or the Clover brand?
I like them both.
All right.
Yeah. No. It's just different.
Yeah,
It's just
it is.
different. It's just different.
It is.
And I think it's very easy to get kind of lulled into that
That's fair.
templated Woodford taste, right? That's like everybody, maybe trying to achieve, but
Yeah.
it's different.
I think when you add the oats to it, I think that's changing the profile pretty heavy.
And it literally smells like oats. And
It
Kurt,
does.
your
Yeah.
whole like the thing we used to make drums out of in preschool.
Yes.
It smells like that.
It totally
does.
smells like that.
It's just different, and it's not my favorite. I'm not going to lie.
It's what's funny is that I don't even know if this isn't going to sound right. It has a thickness to it. Like
Yeah.
when you drink it, there is like literally it's not syrupy, but It definitely isn't like the other two we've
Yeah.
just tried.
It might be a good mixer. Like this might be something where you go, it's got a good full body to it, but I don't know if I'm drinking this thing straight.
It might be a good mixer because you own a bottle of it. It wouldn't be one that I would go
I'll
to
give
the
you my
store.
Jefferson's wine.
It wouldn't
wine
be
one.
one
You
that
can
I
put it
would
right
go
next to it.
I love it.
Buy, but
All right, have you
yeah.
been to Vermont?
Yes.
Yes,
You've skied Vermont.
I have.
Okay. You've been to Vermont?
Negative.
Okay. Krat?
Yes.
All right.
Beautiful state.
Beautiful state. Green Mountain State.
My buddy,
Yeah.
Elise from work is from Vermont.
Elise likes the Smuggler. We've
Well,
talked about that one.
really?
Yeah. Yep. She's responded to the Bourbon posts.
No way.
Really?
Yep. She's been to this distillery.
She
and she's a
typically
fan
just
of it.
makes fun of bourbon boys, so this is good. This is
well,
good.
Most people do.
She's fine.
I know.
Really?
She actually
So do the wives.
Elise was actually on a digital media podcast earlier this week and was asking when the next Bourbon Boys release is coming out. So
Bam.
Very nice.
She's promoting it. I like it.
Shout out to Elise.
shout out to
What's
Elise
funny
in
is
Vermont.
I just saw her on Monday. So
Oh, she told me.
Yeah.
Yeah. She said she
So-
had a nice conversation with you.
yeah, we said hello. That was
Yeah.
the conversation.
Well, she said
Yeah.
that you were shorter than she remembered.
I was sitting down.
Exactly.
He's Kurt. He's not short. He's Kurt.
Ooh.
Ooh, wow.
not a brag.
Okay, so
I don't expect that from you, do I expect that from Krat over there.
I meant the abruptness of it.
so one thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what she meant.
Alton's trying to get us back on track.
I'm trying to get it back. One thing that's interesting about this is you kind of talked about that area.
Yes.
The no GMO and
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to have this in that area with the mountain vibe and all that,
I'm down with that.
just to see if
It fits.
it fits a little more. Because like I said, our normal bourbon circuit, this is on the outside looking in.
Yeah.
But it'd be interesting to see, in the environment, stand alone, how it is.
Look, I'm going to stand up for Mad River
Okay.
Good luck. You got a
All right.
bottle.
because
I'm going on with you.
I'm
Going
still,
once, going
I'm still,
twice.
I'm still sipping it. I'm still sipping it. I'm imagining myself sitting around a bonfire with a bunch of Vermont hippies that
Yep.
smell like patchouli.
Riverside.
And I'm drinking this,
Yeah.
and it's all good.
I think it's good.
I'm happy for you.
The vibe
Move
is
on.
right.
What else we got?
I think Elton and I are going to be on the other side of the fire.
Drinking your wild
Downwind.
turkey. What is it? What's the one that we really like?
Oh, rare breed.
Rare breed.
Yes.
Ooh.
So I had some the other night. Yes.
So good.
I just got a
Yes.
bottle.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
That's
I'm
my-
coming over.
doesn't let
You know
down.
why it's rare breed, right? Why they call it that?
Tell us.
Tell us.
And I'll tell you another time.
Okay.
Because I was actually on a. So can we do a quick side tangent?
We can save it for
I think we
episode
already have.
17.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
So,
Let's
okay.
do a whole
All
episode
right,
on just the
going.
Russells.
Yes.
I think we
Yeah.
should.
All right, let's do
actually.
that.
All right.
Okay.
What else we got?
All right, so now I'm with Dave with like the whole Vermont vibe is.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like,
Dude,
there's
don't
no billboards.
dump
in
that on the
Vermont.
carpet.
I won't. There's no. It's
Yeah,
it is
Kurt's
a
gotta clean this
different.
place up.
It's a different way of life, right? So you've got folks who really are intentional about preserving the environment, kind of getting off the grid. It's landlocked. My only drawback is that I can't get to the ocean quickly, but the rivers, the lakes, the mountains, it's spectacular. So if you haven't been, get there.
All right. It's on my list.
All right.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go to Smuggler's Notch. And again, another, iconic place in Vermont, named after a ski resort, or the ski resort's named after the town. But this one is a straight bourbon. So these guys are making their own shit.
All right.
Yep. So this is our
Here, here.
first, possibly our first, until we hit Wiggly, our first straight up, non-blended by someone else's.
I don't think I've seen
bourbon.
Derek pour that much bourbon on a
I
glass.
know.
That's a lot.
He's
That's
fired
feeling
up.
He's
That's a
feeling
problem.
strong on this one. Oh, whoop. We've got some lighting malfunction going on in this room.
What is happening right now? Okay, so here we are. We are a straight bourbon. These guys are coming in. Actually, I can't even see the proof on that one, but it's a high proof.
Because the lights went out. There it goes.
Actually, I think is that a 90?
No way.
I adjust the speed of the fan and the light goes back on a different light in the room.
Can't figure this one out.
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Okay,
it's a 90.
so this one is they say full body. You're going to get a little bit of a light vanilla, and then you're going to finish with notes of chocolate and caramel. So we'll see.
I still got Quaker Oats sitting in the back of my throat.
But these guys have won gold in San Francisco. So we tasted one that won bronze. We tasted one that won silver, the Nor'easter.
These guys are winners.
These guys are crushing it. And this is one that Elise has said that she prefers this one.
I'm sorry, but I would love to see the expression on Elisa's face when she drinks bourbon.
I think we can make that happen.
Let's call her.
I like this one. This
based
is
on
real.
the pour that you put in your glass, I would assume so.
I've got some work to do.
All right, here we go.
What do you get on the nose first?
I'm
Getting some fruit.
I gotta tell you, I think there's something wrong with my nose tonight.
Open your mouth and then breathe in
Through my nose or through my mouth?
through your nose.
Really?
But yeah.
Yeah, that's what.
Yep. Did you not listen? Oh, you went on the tour.
Oh, that's right. He
Seriously?
was not on the tour.
Ernie was all about opening them out.
Can we just do one? Just one.
Nope.
Where it doesn't come out. Where's your sister when I need her?
We're 16 for
Honest to
16,
God.
right?
Right now, she's standing up for you saying,
She
I'm
better
with you, Kurt.
be. I need an advocate. I need a T-shirt that says that has your sister's
Amanda
name
has
on
my
it.
back.
Yeah, Amanda has my back. I want a T-shirt.
Shout out to
Amanda, if you're there, send me a T-shirt, size large. Amanda has my back.
You were a large?
It's short. It's large, but it's short. It's Kurt.
Youth,
God, I love this.
youth media.
I swore I would not use the F-bomb in this one, so I'm not going to.
Oh, come on, Kurt.
You can. I just have to tag
I
it
said
as
Dave
explicit.
is not going to get a rise out of me tonight, and nor are the other two of you. So
The night's not over.
screw all of you.
What do you get on the nose? Anything?
Fruity.
A little brown sugar.
You got a little maple?
Sweetness.
I'm having a hard time breathing with my mouth open.
Kurt's going to black out. If we,
Don't say
an eye
that.
on
That could
it.
happen.
Yeah,
We've seen it happen.
yeah, he's-
I know.
It'll be,
know.
be the
It's
third
not
time.
right.
And you do not want to call my wife if that happens.
I'm not going to call her. I'm just going to leave.
Well, you let me drive home the last time I was loopy.
I'll text her
Seriously.
when we get home. You might want to check on Kurt.
You probably should not have driven home that night.
So this one they're saying, has it's corn, it's rye, it's malted barley. They're not giving the mash bill on it, but they're saying that you're going to get notes of vanilla and then chocolate and caramel.
Yeah, there's got to be limited rye in this one.
I'm not getting any
This has
chocolate.
got to be heavy. heavy
I want
corn.
some. I want some chocolate. I got nothing.
I'm not getting
I think
chocolate at all.
heavy vanilla. Like I said, I get like a brown sugar. It's
Yeah.
sweet and smooth.
Yeah,
And some
I would agree.
a mature fruit.
Yeah.
You're back
See, I
to
don't get the
prunes.
mature. That's behind the Parmesan.
It's pretty smooth though.
Tomatoes.
Heirloom.
Heirloom
Heirloom tomatoes.
They're mature.
black pepper, not white.
But it's very smooth.
Oh.
It's very smooth.
Wow.
Jakes.
I agree on that, right?
I'm slightly disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, I would have figured with a name like Smuggler's Notch and a bottle that looks like somebody's going to pull a 6-shooter out and knock you down.
Yeah. You want more?
There's no bite.
Nope.
I wish it was a little hotter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we confirm this is 90 proof? This is
It doesn't taste
light
90.
proof.
This is a 90 proof.
Doesn't
Yeah.
taste
All
90.
right, so
Yeah,
here we go.
it's very smooth.
I actually do like this one.
Big baby.
No, I think to me this is one I would give to somebody who's tasting bourbon for the first time.
I like it. I just expected more of a
Yeah.
more
Okay,
punch.
that's fair.
More punch. I like
That's
that.
fair.
I do like the taste. I would get this again.
I don't.
So, yeah.
I don't not like it. I just
Yeah.
would. I just expected more out of it.
Yeah.
It
Okay.
could use a little punch.
I just think about
Okay.
I think about
You
the
need more
folks-
like winter rye.
just
like
a little
warm it
pop,
up.
little
Warm it
pepper
up.
in there. Yeah.
okay.
I just think about the folks that I've introduced bourbon to, and the one thing that gets them the most is that bite, like
Yeah.
that rye bite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one is actually very smooth. I mean, I think this one could be very appealing to somebody trying for the first time.
Yeah, but it's a little contradictory with the name of.
Well, I was just
Smuggler's
say, okay, so we're
Notch.
like all falling into the marketing
God.
conundrum
Yes,
here of
seriously.
yes.
I'm sorry,
I
but
kind of agree.
aren't
Okay, but
there
you-
4 professions sitting around this table right now
There
that
are,
would
but
agree with me?
okay, but it's not
But
about
geographically, that's where it's from.
the name isn't to like match the taste.
Well, should it not?
Well, it's-
No,
That's a good, fair
Okay.
question.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
It's called positioning.
so let's go. Oh, God, here we go. Whatever.
Come on, you know I'm going to get an F-bomb out of you tonight.
Nope, not tonight. Not tonight.
Is baiting.
Not tonight.
I think he used up his quota. I think the SEC would actually step in if he.
I meant to tell you, when Alton and I pulled in, there was a sign in your front yard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Larry's Gutter Services
Right.
or something.
I hope there's like 7 signs in my yard.
So you might be getting a letter tomorrow.
I actually did. I did request more signs. I put 3 signs in my yard for about
Good.
2 weeks.
Put a Trump sign out there. Come on.
Yeah, I'm going
See
to
what
guess that
happens.
Vermont is probably a non-HOA state, so you'd be safe.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure Vermont does not believe in HOAs, and by God, more power to them.
No, I think that this is, again, I think we all agreed it's very smooth.
Yep.
It is.
It's super smooth. It's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's good. I like it. I just wish it had a little bit more
Yeah.
Yep.
We heard that.
to go with the name, shut up, Kurt, of Smuggler's Notch. I mean, smugglers are badass by nature,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Notch, like, it says, like, rocky, narrow passage, and I'm not, whatever.
Right. But see, where I go is smugglers are smooth, right? They get it in without anybody
dear
noticing.
God, Kurt. Give me a break. Smugglers by nature.
It all
badass.
depends on how. I'm not saying they're not badass.
Badass means pop.
Badass doesn't always have to be edgy.
Oh, dear God.
Oh, dear God.
I do love you, Kurt. I just
No,
like
whatever.
poking the Wisconsin bear over there.
Oh, yeah. All right. What's next?
Awkward silence.
Derek and I just
What's
step
next?
back, just sipping away.
I'm quickly
Why do you-
finding some
I don't know.
Wikipedia on Smuggler's Notch to find out like
know.
what it's about. But
Anything?
I mean, I think if anyone has been there, you probably know that it's just a beautiful part of the country.
Is it smooth?
I don't think it's smooth. I think it's pretty craggy. I think it's
Craggy?
craggy. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a lot of granite. You got a lot of mountains there.
It's a
bunch
nor'easter
of valleys. Yeah.
So
It's a
what's
storm, by the way.
So give us a recap, do on the pricing of this
Yeah.
array here.
So they're all in like the 35 to 55 range.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
for
they're-
craft,
they're
I
all-
would have thought they were all outside of that range.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, I would
Nope.
agree.
All approachable.
Which was the premium out of the bunch?
Which one do you think was premium?
Yeah, which one would you
Smart
pay?
ass. Mr. Smuggler's Notch doesn't match the taste.
Given the branding difficulty they're having, I'm assuming the Nor'easter is the lowest price one.
I'm going to go with Mad River as the most expensive.
Okay, I'll have to look this back up, but I'll put it in the show notes. But I think Nor'easter, if I remember correctly, I think Nor'easter was the premium one
Oh,
compared to the rest of these. Yeah.
And that's the one that Alton did not like. I can't remember.
No,
No, I
you
like
liked
the
the
Nor'easter.
Nor'easter.
You liked
that one.
You didn't like
He
Mad
liked
River.
that one.
I
He
don't
didn't
like
like
Mad
the
Mad
Mad
River
River.
you didn't like.
or Berkshire was really
Yeah.
the.
Yeah,
I didn't like either one of
Yeah,
those
it's
either.
kind of a starter.
I'm with you, Elton.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right.
Of
There
course,
we go.
he's not with me, but
All right, so now we're leaving Vermont. We have nothing in New Hampshire. That's okay. That's okay.
Are you saying nothing's
Live-
there?
live
or are
free
we
or
just.
die.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
they
And
haven't
I'll head over-
discovered, they haven't discovered bourbon yet in New Hampshire.
We got like 6 listeners in New Hampshire.
Do we?
If you want to change our minds, send us something.
The NH stands for no habitation. You know that, right?
Habitation.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Oh, boops.
All right, so let's head over to Maine. We got the Wiggly Bridge, which we've been sitting on for a year. I can't believe
Wiggly.
Dude, I can't believe it's been a year
I can't either. But it
since you
has.
took that trip.
It has. Yeah.
That's epic.
A lot has happened.
So, Wrigley Bridge is what it's called?
Wiggly.
Okay.
Wiggly.
As
So
in-
apparently,
as
Wiggly
in- Not from
Bridge
Chicago.
I couldn't get a sense from the proximity of the
That's
actual
Wrigley.
distillery to the Wiggly Bridge, but apparently Wiggly Bridge is the longest pedestrian suspension bridge in the country. It was built in the 1930s.
How about that?
In the 1940s, apparently a Girl Scout troop was crossing the bridge, and one of the girls said, "Wow, this is a very wiggly bridge," and the name stuck.
Wow.
So is she getting a cut of every?
God, for God's sake, I hope so.
I doubt
I think
that.
there's a cookie named after
Yeah.
that.
So
the
there's-
bourbon
there's-
thins.
There's your lore for the night, folks. 1940s Girl Scouts.
That's a disruption. Let's
Wow.
disrupt the Girl Scout
as
cookie
deep as
market.
it is, and that's it.
And that's it. Exactly.
So they've got 2 locations in Maine. When
Yep.
we were up there with family, we were leaving Portland and heading south.
York, Maine. Yeah.
Is there in York? Okay.
Yep, York, Maine.
So we were leaving Portland. We were heading south down to Rhode Island. And I, on a quest, unfortunately, like I said, the store hours or the distiller hours didn't match up with our travel plan. So I just grabbed this at a local liquor store. But they got 2 locations. They got the barn, and then they got a place. I forgot the name of it. I think close to Orchard Beach.
Old Orchard Beach.
Yeah, Old Orchard Beach, where they another outlet, whatever.
That's
but
great.
Father-son combo here, David and David.
I like it already.
Actually, it's David and David Woods, so we might want to see.
Hey, look at that.
Yeah,
My
I wanna
dad.
say,
Hey.
it's practically family.
Drop
I'm
the
not
S and that's my
interested.
dad.
Not interested, but
Hey.
so apparently it started out like a joke at a dinner table, like, "Hey, we can make our own."
Sure.
And they apparently
Kind of like our podcast.
kind of like our podcast.
That's fair.
So they
Hey, we can do that.
Hey, we could do that.
very entrepreneurial family. Wasn't exactly clear what all they do, but they got multiple businesses. But the son took it upon himself to basically research and figure out how to create a copper still by hand. So he created a copper still by hand, and they
Good summer
started distilling. And by come hell or high water, they actually ended up
That's awesome.
producing. So family-owned business. They age it in smaller barrels as part of their shtick. But the mash bill is...
What do you mean by smaller barrels? Like physically, like the little ponies?
Physically
Or-
smaller barrel. I could not clarify if it was the ponies or a smaller version.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming... I've only heard of the typical barrel and the small, 5-gallon
Yeah, right.
version. So I don't know if this is one or the other or somewhere in between. It was not clear. But the handmade copper pot still is a 60-gallon, and the mash bill is 57 corn, 38 rye, so high rye,
Okay.
and 5% barley. So again, family
getting the
business.
rye.
You get it?
Yeah.
So they're keeping busy with those small barrels.
Yes, got to be.
That's a lot.
I smell blackberry.
Blackberry or blueberry?
Oh, dear God. I don't know.
Well,
Honestly,
Maine
not.
is like the blueberry capital of the world. So
Okay, then blueberry.
It could be blueberry.
But I definitely am getting some fruit.
very specific colors of fruit.
Hey, Parmesan boy.
I can't remember the last time I tasted Parmesan,
That's
but I love it.
but that's like the pepper thing. You know,
Yeah.
you're like
Yeah.
black pepper, and he's like, "Do you mean white pepper?"
I'm with you. I am.
There's some
I'm
kind of
getting
berry.
blackberry.
There's some kind of berry
Yeah,
in there.
I'm with you
Blue
on
or
that one.
black. Bruised berry.
well
Anything for you, Kurtron?
I will say it's got it definitely has a kind of a unique taste. I actually really like it. I don't know what it is, but I do like it.
I like it too.
Yeah,
It sits with me for a long time.
yeah. It's funny on the nose.
Yeah. What are you getting?
I get cedar. It's like a cedar
Cedar?
claw. I get,
Cedar closet.
yes, my sister had a
Derek,
cedar
Derek,
closet.
I want you to put your nose a little further into the glass.
I didn't get cedar, so I'm like, maybe it's deeper.
He's like,
it's right behind the tomatoes.
It's like
Keep
the duck,
going.
it's like the Ducks on Aristocrats. Deeper.
I like it.
yeah,
I do like it.
yeah.
Sorry, I do like it.
That's so
Actually,
funny.
it's
You know, Alton, you talked about hell or high water. That's kind of the Maynard motto, right? I mean, those guys make shit happen.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the work ethic and everything else.
Yeah.
This is good. I like it.
Have we all been to Maine?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been to Maine? Kurt?
I'm thinking.
Okay. Alton, we know
I
you
don't
did
know.
the trip.
I'm
Yeah.
Dave, I know you've seen like the Bath Iron Works and the.
Yeah. It's my third favorite state.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
for
say
sure.
I have not, because the reason I was thinking is because I was out. I spent a lot of time out in that area with Harley.
Okay.
And I was at Vermont. I was in New Hampshire for an event.
Sure.
I was in upstate New York. Like I was in that whole kind of vicinity, but I don't think
Not
I've
far
ever,
from Maine.
Yeah, I
Oh,
don't think I've
Kurt,
ever
you
made
got to
it.
go, man. You got to
Yeah.
go. Sarah and I've
We'll
always
pick that up on our
said-
trip, Kurt.
We've always, we'll invite you this time. We've always, Sarah and I, we've
He doesn't
always
really
said
mean
that
that.
at some point in our retirement, we will rent a
Wouldn't that
house
be
in
great?
Maine
Oh my
and
God.
plan on spending all of our summers in that same town,
Oh
in
my
that
God.
same house, and get to know the
love that.
community and everything else.
Yeah.
We
It's a
have friends.
great,
we have
great
friends in
state.
Jersey who have been doing that for almost 20 years. They rent the same house.
I love that.
Almost every week. Every year.
It's an amazing state. It's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
I think this. I don't know where the bottom. I think this is a 96 proof or so. So a little warmer than the other, but
Sure.
very good, very smooth. They also have a bottled in bond version that's 100.
I saw that.
Proof?
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd like
So,
to try that.
86 proof.
Oh, it's 86 proof.
Yeah.
No, nice. Okay,
So it's
86
kind of a
proof.
junior.
Yeah. But I'd like to get my hands on the bottled and bond version.
I mean,
for
but
sure.
here's the other thing, though. It's only been, pardon me, it's been aged under 4 years, so it's not
Okay.
it's not a mature bourbon,
Right.
It's
Yep.
not.
Yeah, they opened I think in 2013. So yeah, I think this was one of the first where they've owned it from start to finish. But yeah, it's about a 4-year aging process. So,
That's cool. And so,
So when it comes to branding, right? I actually like the bottle. I think the bottle's got a really cool design.
Yep. Kind of unique.
It's funny because when I hear Wiggly Bridge, I think of Whipple Bridge, which are two very different things. But
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
I think Wiggle Pig.
screw you. I think Piggly
Wiffle ball?
Wiggly. I think Piggly Wiggly is what I think
That's in
about.
Connecticut.
I'm big on the pig.
Yeah.
I dig the pig.
Oh, that pig was good.
Yeah. Is the pig still around?
I don't think so.
No.
Really?
The porker?
Well,
Yeah, the pig lives on by the coast. I went into
That would be a great name for a
South
grocery store. The Porker.
yeah. When we were down at Surfside, did a shopping run.
Where
at
meat
Piggly
only
Wiggly
comes in one
just to go in there.
in Litchfield, they closed it.
Oh, did they really? No,
Yeah.
Surfside, it lives on.
My aunt
God.
was a butcher her entire working life at the pig.
Really?
Yep.
I dig the
She
pig.
cut meat for Piggly
There
Wiggly.
you go.
It was this the aunt with the mason jar
So
at
that's to get
Christmas?
the Wiggly.
No, it's a different aunt.
Oh, okay. That was Auntie Poo Poo or Kaka?
No, Auntie Kaka. We
do
should
you
all raise
remember
our
these
glass to her
things?
because, she always brought her
All
hooch and
right.
mayonnaise back.
Cheers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, there we go.
Kaka.
This is what happens when we taste 5 bourbons.
Jeez Louise.
No, she would. She'd show up with a mayonnaise jar with saran wrap over it with a rubber band around the edge with her hooch in.
Hey, respect.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Yeah.
Know your game and play it.
So, Altoon. Now it's my turn to bring it all back in. Alton, this trip you took
Yes.
to Maine involved some special guests.
Yeah, Grandma and Grandpa.
So tell us about that. How was that?
Well, not your grandma and grandpa.
no.
No, yeah, yours they didn't want to go. It was awesome. I mean, it was one of those. It was a bucket list for my dad, as a matter of fact. So it was one of those. They fly no more, so it was all driving. So
They drove. They flew.
They
That's a
drove.
haul.
We flew. We met
That's
in
awesome.
Bangor and worked our way down the coast. Natalie did all the planning.
Yeah.
Spent 2 nights in Prospect Harbor, and
Beautiful.
yeah, it was amazing.
That's cool.
Beautiful.
Quiet
That's
place.
That's awesome.
Bar Harbor down the coast. It was fabulous.
You hit
And,
all the right spots.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Did you
Perfect
guys,
timing.
Did you spend any time in Portland?
We spent 2 nights in Portland. Actually,
It's a cool town.
Very
really is.
cool town. A lot going on. Highly recommend if you haven't been there to anybody to get up there. But it was amazing. The only thing I was shocked by, I guess it was while we were in Prospect or Winter Harbor, we went hiking.
Beautiful.
And I've been to Minnesota and
hey there.
the mosquitoes there. I think the mosquitoes in Minnesota could really hold their own with the mosquitoes in Maine. I had no idea.
What time of year were you there?
It was a year ago, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. Late July. You pointed that out earlier.
Let me help you with that.
fair
It was August.
Fair enough.
A year is a very generic time
2019.
period. I remember
That's how old are you when you're 12?
when when I went to Maine. Jeez. When I went to Maine as a kid, it was for a canoeing trip on the Allagash Waterway, which is kind of northwest Maine.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Hey, bring it in, guys. Bring
Is
it
that
in.
like a Rangeley?
Oh,
In that
seriously!
area?
Don't make me draw the Dixon
It was
line
on
here,
the. It
dude.
was on the. It was on the same collection of lakes where Thoreau spent a summer and wrote a bunch of poems.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Makes sense.
but we had like face nets because of the flies and the
Yeah.
mosquitoes.
Oh, that's pretty-
And
that's
they
pretty brutal.
joke that the state bird of Maine is the mosquito.
Yeah.
And
we
that's
had
really
no
making
idea.
me want to go there.
Kurt, I'm telling you, you
It's
gotta
worth
go.
it. It is worth it.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
gotta go.
Liz has been, so
Where
I've
the
heard
pine
great
trees meet the ocean.
I've heard great
The
things.
last time we were there, it was July, and we had a campfire going with sweatshirts on.
Yeah.
And there were no bugs. And
Love that.
the next morning, Sarah got up. This is where she fell in love with kayaking. She's out there kayaking, and there's literally eagles flying above you.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, Natalie has this on our list. So our youngest leaves for college next week, and so Natalie is planning all the cool stuff we're going to do. So she's got Maine, spending a month in Maine on our short
not?
list. So absolutely. So
Can work from anywhere.
love you, Cam and Sam, but you're on your own.
Yeah.
We'll be north. Yeah.
Let's say Northwest
So
Airlines.
the three of us are going to fly in so we can do recordings in Maine. I hope
Absolutely.
Natalie's okay with that.
Absolutely.
I'm down with that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I might have the cabin right next door.
Exactly. Yeah. Kurt will be in his Windstream.
That's where I spent my
Airstream.
Airstream.
Yeah.
Is Kurt getting an Airstream?
He says he is.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Kurt, we got to talk. We got to talk. Totally. We got to talk.
So
That's where I spent 5 or 6 summers in Maine during my teenage years.
Was this
Right,
the
was
camp
this
that
the
you were
This
camp?
is the camp, yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we were 2 miles off the coast of Maine, an hour south of Canada.
So that's
were,
like
like,
not
right
quite as
on
far as the vineyard in Nantucket. You were like low
Correct.
class.
We were way, way up there. Yeah.
That's
We were
awesome.
actually in Washington County, which is the poorest county at the time, poorest county in the United States.
Wow.
Blueberry capital of the world. We were 2 miles off the shore on an island that was started by 2 doctors from New York back in the 40s. They started a boys' camp, and it's complete to this date, except for this year, totally run by and managed by the boys. And everything on that island is maintained just by a team of 30 to 45 boys.
That's
COVID,
cool.
awesome.
COVID
That's
wouldn't have
cool.
a chance there.
No.
COVID would not have a chance.
Exactly.
Not to mention the
Exactly.
mosquitoes.
Yeah. Oh my God!
But,
yes.
but for mosquitoes, what we would do is, in April, we would go up, we would take a small group up in April, and we would basically clean out
Firebomb.
all of the standing water.
Oh, yeah.
So you would walk in from the ocean all the way to the center of the island with shovels, and you would dig out any trench or any stream.
So they couldn't mate.
Exactly, to get it all flowing.
God,
and
that
if you
sounds
did it right,
like so much fun.
was a
No,
blast.
it doesn't. Doesn't sound like any
It was a
fun at
blast.
all.
Not at all.
But a really great time. The Berg Boys Foundation, they really had a program that was going and still going to this year, some 50 years later.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, who are the camp attendees?
Camp attendees started off in the 40s
Parolees.
as parolees. No,
Ditch
seriously.
diggers.
Yeah, it started off
I think there's a
as-
story about do we don't know here.
Yeah,
exactly, yeah.
no, it started off as
What did
wayward
do
boys.
do?
What did you
Yeah,
do?
that's fair. It's a good question.
Juvie.
It's a great follow-up question. In
He's
the 40s,
not going to follow up on it,
it's-
though. Keep going. Sorry.
No, it started off in the 40s as these two doctors bought this 1,000-acre island, and they used it for a hunting refuge. And they would go up on weekends from New York City, 2 surgeons, and they would basically hunt on the island. And it was clear-cut for paper, pulp purposes. And they got to this point where they were both involved in the Big Brothers Association, and they had a little brother who was about to go to juvie. And they approached the court and they said, well, what if we, instead of that, what if we did this? What if we put him on an island totally by
Yeah,
himself?
exactly. We got this.
Yeah, with a tent and axe, and we pay the local fishermen money to drop him food on a weekly basis.
We're gonna really screw with his head.
Yeah.
Right.
He's gonna wish he was in juvie.
In the 40s,
exactly.
the courts approved it. And they said, sure, take this kid out of New York
Love
City,
it.
Really?
put him on an island,
There you go.
give him an axe, give him a task, and they paid the local fishermen to drop him off, food
That's
on a
awesome.
daily, weekly basis.
I love the creativity.
So do we know the story behind this guy, this kid?
I don't think we know the story behind the kid, but the 2 doctors were, they were young surgeons. One was the actual the primary physician from Mao Zedong back in World War II, and so we're talking about like way back in the 40s. And one of the surgeons became the head of surgery for St. Luke's Hospital in New York City. His wife was the head of the American Red Cross. The American Lung Association.
Wow.
So real prominent physicians, but really always wanted to give back to the teenage boys. So this was a teenage boys camp, in the 13 to 18, 19-year-old range. And everything on that 1,000-acre island was run by the boys.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I have a real warm spot in my heart for Maine and
Oh, I
being on
bet.
the coast of Maine.
Are you still
It's
in
just
touch with
gorgeous.
some of those same folks?
Yeah. So a lot of the guys we stay in touch through social media. We lost one of the guys back in I think it's like 2014. He was killed in Kabul. He was Air Ranger.
Wow.
Yeah, back at the time. But we've all stayed in touch, and it's been just a fantastic
That's very
experience.
cool.
It's awesome.
That's
Yep.
really cool.
Still in business today. Still
cool.
going strong.
That's
great.
awesome.
I
Yep.
think it would be cool to find that one guy who's kind of started this whole thing.
The two guys that started are gone.
Well, not the two guys. No, not the guys who started it, but the guy that
The guy was going to the kid who was going to juvie.
I don't care about the guys who started.
Yeah,
it.
that's a fair question. I don't know if we followed his lineage from where he is.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, when Bourbon Boys is an international, I'm sorry.
It
I'm
is
sorry.
an
Wait a minute.
international
Wait a minute.
phenomenon. It
We
is
are an
international.
international phenomenon.
soon to be in Italy, by the way.
I certainly think we should donate some of our, excessive funds to support that organization.
I think that would
think
be
it'd be great.
awesome.
Yeah, that's next
I
chapter.
think that would be awesome.
That is next chapter.
Or we
The next chapter.
No, I mean, in
Do
the
they
next
take-
chapter, not that far ahead. I mean,
do they take volunteers to work there?
Yeah.
They do. They have a winter program in West Bridgewater, Massachusetts that does a lot of like skills training for automotive, carpentry, Coast Guard first aid.
That's cool.
We
culinary.
should go up there and volunteer.
Maybe.
But actually, if you wanted to broadcast
Not
from
that
the
I
island,
could teach them anything.
it's totally doable. I mean,
But dude, did you say that's in the winter?
the winter program
No,
is in
yeah.
Massachusetts. But
He went in the summer, though.
I went in the summer.
Make no
Okay,
mistake.
well,
he
summer
went in
in
the
Maine.
summer, yeah.
I'm
No,
fine
no,
with
summer Maine.
supporting. I'm fine with supporting the summer program,
Yeah.
but not the winter program.
But imagine being off the coast, 2 miles off the coast, so you can
Totally.
still see the mainland, but 2 miles off the coast, a ton of like 35, 40 teenage boys
Yep.
running everything from electricity to water to culinary,
Yeah.
all the food services to construction.
I think I read about it. It's
Yeah.
called Lord of the Flies.
That comes up a lot. It's very similar. Very similar.
That is awesome. What an awesome experience.
It's
That's great,
fantastic.
though. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Second favorite state. That's it.
Yeah, it was
It's
third
legit.
a while ago.
It's moving up. It is moving up.
Who did it surpass?
Colorado.
Okay.
Why Colorado?
I spent some time out there when I was a kid, and it's just one of those states where you look at the Rockies and the horizon.
That's stunning.
And then after business school, I took a job where I had to be in Longmont, California. Oh my God.
Colorado.
Longmont, Colorado, every month. And, again, you're sitting in the conference room having a meeting, and in the backdrop are these massive,
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
granite
Gorgeous.
topped, snow covered mountains, and it just
Yeah.
puts everything into perspective.
That's
And then you've got
amazing.
these little groundhogs popping up right outside the window that kind of makes you laugh. And,
Yeah.
but it's a great state.
Why
It's
didn't
a
you
great
stay?
state. We could have moved to Colorado. That's where, honestly, Sarah and I first got married. We lived in Charlotte for 2 years, and she wanted to move to Denver.
Yeah, great city.
She had a buddy that lived out there and thought that would be the great place. And I was like, awesome. Let's move somewhere. That's great. Let's go
Sure.
to Greensboro.
There's a lot
So-
of Greensboros.
Yeah, there's a lot of Greensboro.
I thought you were
this
gonna,
one.
I thought you were going to say Denver on the
but
west
this-
side of the lake.
This one.
Like, wait,
Yeah.
is it Greensboro, Colorado?
No, this one was straight up 77 with a quick ride on I-40.
And I-40.
But
familiar with that one.
There's no mountains there, Dave.
no, there's not.
No,
there's
that
none.
view.
So
That is a breathtaking view, though.
it's amazing, and I
Boulder,
still
Denver.
I look at the mountains and the beach, and those are the
Man.
two things. When I see them, it just helps me put everything in perspective.
Yeah, it's calming.
Yeah,
Amen to that.
what I'm dealing with in my 10-foot by 10-foot room, staring at my 3.6 acres of land in
I was
Northville,
gonna say you
North
got
Carolina.
a nice little aloe there.
I was just going to say.
but it's not the same.
It's not
as,
Colorado.
no, it's not
something like-
Colorado, but it's
Okay.
not a 6x6 cube either.
yeah, but it's like you see those kinds of things, and you're like, all right, my stuff is really piddly.
But listen, here's the thing on perspective, right? Like, what do the people of Colorado see?
well, they're stoned
God.
a lot of the time. So
What?
Oh, we do have a Breckenridge bourbon that we can try. at some
We
point.
do.
we
but my,
do.
No, but my whole point is, right? Like,
Yeah,
the whole point
It's
is
gorgeous view.
You get gnome to the.
It is a
do they
gorgeous view.
do they
but
take it for
do you get-
granted?
Do
do
they
get
take
numb
it for
to it, yeah.
granted,
See,
right?
Kurt, you and I are vibing. It's all good. It's all
Oh
good.
my god!
No, we're not vibing it.
No, we are. We're
No,
vibing.
we're not.
All right. Well,
No.
I'm,
My point
I'm
is
picking up what you're putting down,
Okay, thank you.
brother Kurt's wrong.
Where's your sister? I need that fucking T-shirt.
What's the T-shirt? What's the T-shirt?
Hey, how's
I'm a
that
Kirk
last
fan.
call? What's that last call about
Amanda
there,
has
dude?
my back.
Amanda has my back.
Amanda's my
That's
back.
the one.
Amanda, send me
All
a
right.
T-shirt.
Yeah. So far, one T-shirt sold.
Your brother.
All right, so this is our.
Last call.
We go right into
I'm
last
not
call.
paying for it.
Last call. We tried 5 tonight. I
Yeah.
think that is our record. I think we've done 3. We've done 4. I don't know if we've done 5.
We've not.
No,
We have not, but I enjoyed it.
it's
Not
good.
a great idea.
We should do it more often.
So we've
No,
got.
I don't have to work tomorrow. But
Yeah. This is
If you-
going to be a
it's-
2-hour
it's-
episode.
yeah. An hour ago, we tried Berkshire.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
remember what that looked like. Then we tried Nor'easter.
Yeah.
AKA Hugo.
Yep. We went into Mad River
Yeah.
in Vermont.
Props.
We hit Smuggler's Notch in
Yes.
Vermont.
Yeah.
A disappointment on the name.
Yeah.
And then we ended
No,
with,
no, no,
we
no, no,
ended
no,
in
no,
Maine
no,
with
no.
Wiggly Bridge.
No.
So-
Let's wait a second. That was
so-
just a Dave issue. That
That's
was
okay.
Not,
I'm going to start with you, Kurtron.
Oh God.
It is last call, and you found out that a friend of yours is making a road trip up to New England. They want to be steeped in history, and they're like, you know what? I heard that there's a few distilleries up in New England. Where do you send them to go taste perhaps the best bourbon in New England?
That's a good.
One spot.
Just one spot.
One of 5.
One spot.
I mean, you
yeah.
could certainly do
All
a
right.
Bourbon Trail.
No,
Okay.
no.
No,
Yeah,
no,
but
no,
You
no,
could be
everybody
invited
does
too.
one, yeah.
No,
but
no.
we're picking one.
No,
on
I
this
can
one.
do this. I can do this. So it comes down to 2 for me. I'm gonna have to go with Wiggly Bridge.
Tell us why.
I think that, well, 1, I just like the name of it, but 2, I think it's got a great story. But I also like, I just like the taste of it. I think it's a really nice in between. Right? It's not super mild, but it's also not super rye. I think it's got a really good taste to it, and yeah, I don't know. I just overall like it.
Okay. All right.
That's my
that's
answer.
a winner.
It's good.
Altoon, where are you going?
So I'm struggling between 2.
That's
so
okay. What do you
Wiggly
got?
Bridge. I love the story. I love the father son. The whole hey, we can do this, and then they go out and do it. I love that whole attitude and the mentality
Yep.
that, like they point out, is kind of the mentality of the state. I'm going to point them to the whatever the
Storm.
storm thing is. The 8
The Nor'easter?
triple eight.
That was my
Distillery?
second.
What?
That was my
Because-
second.
because there's nowhere else you can get that kind of that I'm aware of that you can get that kind of experience that far off the coast in
Sure.
that unique situation. So I would point towards that. I think it's a quality product. I think they'd enjoy it.
Yep.
But again, that's just the uniqueness of that opportunity would be slightly ahead of the Wiggly Bridge.
Okay.
Go get it done
So
experience.
that's the Nantucket 888 Distillery
No.
Nor'easter.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
88.9.
88 yeah, we just dialed it up to 88.9. So for those of you
It's
that
a game changer.
Hope they're listening. It will get them the gold.
That's right. Yeah. We'll get you out of second place.
Krat, where are you going? What state are you going to be in?
I'm going with Wiggly. You know,
Okay,
as
tell us
much
why.
as it pains me to align with Kurt.
What the hell is happening today?
I think at the end of the day,
This is what happens to the North. There's just this alignment.
look,
This is
it's-
like the North and South making up.
this is what it's all about.
All these years later.
It's got the most complex taste. I mean, you look at the flavor profile, you taste it. It is not overly sweet. It is not overly spicy. It's also not bland. I mean, it's got
No,
all
it's
the
not at
right.
all.
It's got all the right flavors, and so from that perspective, I love it. And I also, just like Alton just said, I love the whole Maine can-do attitude.
Yeah.
And the state itself, and not that that's got a bearing on the bourbon, but at the end of the day, if you taste it against the other 4, it has the most complex flavor profile. Period.
Yep. I think you're right on that one.
And you do?
I'm going to go Nor'easter.
Yeah.
So as an homage to my birthplace, born and raised in Massachusetts up until 4 years ago, I think next week.
That's crazy.
I've been in NC for 4 years.
And can I just say, I think you look better and smarter.
I agree completely.
I don't know.
Okay, it's been 6 years for me. What do you think?
Be careful, Alton.
You're getting there.
We don't want more of them to come down here.
Kurt,
I'm getting there. Yeah. Okay. Don't. Don't.
Hey, cheese curd. Cheese curd.
Cheese
Kurt.
Cheese curd. Yeah, I
Don't
just did
even
that.
think about it. Don't even.
that there's a
What is
t-shirt.
wrong with you, Wood? Seriously, what is wrong with you
No,
tonight?
it's clever.
It's clever. It's good. It's good
No,
copy.
I think when I
It's
think
good copy,
back
Kurt.
to I love the flavor of the Nor'easter, the
It's
Triple
good.
Eight Distillery from Nantucket. It's a part of Massachusetts that I can relate to.
It's the sherry butt.
It's the sherry butt, which I have to research. I have to figure out what that is. But I think that
I may have dated her.
did you go to high school with her?
No, that's Sherry Berry. You're thinking.
She does a lot of elevator inspections.
She's the elevator queen. That's right.
She's going nowhere but up. She's going nowhere but up.
She could run for Congress in North Carolina. Well, I know Sherry Berry.
Just for context,
Just
folks,
run over
Sherry
there.
Berry is the department head of the North Carolina Elevator Inspection Department. And
By the way, her
elevator,
name is not Sherry. It's Cherry. It's Cherry Berry.
every elevator.
Even better.
Every elevator you get in North Carolina has Cherry Berry's signature on it.
I don't know how
which is
she's
so funny.
inspected so many elevators.
She's got to be exhausted.
We absolutely have to do 5 bourbons going forward.
All right.
Cherry Berry.
All right, so let's
Listen,
just
I'm so
rule this out.
excited that
So,
I got to hold on a second. I
Yes,
just got to say I'm
sure.
really excited that Dave and I have aligned tonight because that's
Yeah.
just not the norm.
It took 5 bourbons
but
to
I
get there.
still want the T-shirt, Amanda.
Yeah,
Amanda, as you're back.
we've sold 1. That's it.
Oh shit! So nothing from Vermont. I think it's safe to
No, sorry,
say that.
Vermont. At least we love you.
Very
but
cool
I did
state.
my best.
We got nothing from Vermont. Nothing representing New Hampshire. We'll work on that.
Mad River, too
And
country,
we got
too
a split.
crunchy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we got a split between
Yeah.
Wiggly Bridge, Maine,
Maine to Mass.
Love Maine, and then we got Mass.
The Wiggly is strong.
Wiggly
and
is
again,
strong.
the Nor'easter, I good flavor.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to when they do
Kurt
have their own distilled
Yeah.
and
I
bottled.
think
that's going to be
that's
pretty
going to be
kick-ass.
really interesting.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye out for
Got
that.
to get our hands on
Totally
the
agree.
bottled and bond for
Yeah.
Wiggly too. So
Yeah.
hey,
Yep.
man. All right, boys. Good one.
Are we done?
It was great.
I think we're more than done.
I'd really like Kurt's RV idea.
I don't think anybody else cares.
Honest to God.
This is where we clink glasses
Yes.
and say bourbon
Okay.
on.
Alan's trying to
Bourbon on.
close us
Yes,
out.
thanks,
All right.
boys. Great time catching up
Bourbon
with
on,
you.
gents.
Mid-COVID, we've explored the Northeast, but bourbon on. Nice job. Well do.
Amanda T-shirt.
Yes, and if you like this episode, please be sure to subscribe to our series and hit the notification button so you get updates on when we drop another episode. Leave us a rating, give us a feedback so we can make it better for you. And if you want to learn more about tonight's bourbon episode, please visit bourbonon.com where you can also order Bourbon On and Bourbon Boys merchandising. Gentlemen, we're at the end of the episode. Really enjoyed spending this time together, traveling up north and sampling bourbon together. Bourbon On.
Bourbon on.
Bourbon
He said.
on.